Oh, can you hear that? This is my starter I got going. You don't have to use a big fancy jar or nothing like that, but I do put a coffee filter with a rubber band on it just to keep stuff out of it. I keep it in the refrigerator. I fed this about 3 days ago. It's been in the refrigerator. It's been just sitting there waiting. Actually, I fed it 4 days ago because I'd started some last night. More about that later. So anyway, it's just been going. I'm going to possibly make pizza with it this weekend, so I'm going to just let it keep going. I'm going to put it back in the fridge, let it keep going. Don't get carried away with your starter. You don't have to feed it every day. You don't have to do this. Just put it in the refrigerator. It slows down. This will keep at least a month in the refrigerator if you do nothing to it. Then you throw a spoon of flour in there, a little bit of water if it needs it, and you're good for another week or so. All right, just so you guys are aware, I do use a digital scale to weigh everything out. You don't have to do that. You can approximate it. I mean, let's face it, back during the gold rush days, they didn't have these fancy scales. I mean, they had scales, but they didn't have these digital scales, and I'm sure the cook didn't have access to a scale. They were just guessing. So anyway, I've got some water here. I've got some sourdough starter. You can see how it's bubbling and carrying on. That's because it's alive and it's gassing off. We're going to mix our sourdough starter with our water. By the way, wash your hands before you start. I know the YouTube food police are about to come by and go, "Oh my God, he touched the food." Yeah, I touched the food. So we've got our flour in the bowl. I use bread flour. You don't have to use bread flour. You can use plain old all-purpose flour. I've got some salt. You should use salt without iodine. I know the iodine is helping you for the health and all that, but iodine kills bacteria, and we don't want it to kill the bacteria because we want to encourage bacteria to grow. Bacteria and yeast and all that good stuff. So, we've got our flour there. Salt's kind of mixed in. You don't want a big concentration of salt because salt can also harm your yeast, and we don't want that. There we go. Put this in there. Put the bowl in the sink. And we're going to take and we're going to mix this up. We're not going to knead it or anything like that, but we are going to combine it and bring it all together. And some people do claim that that's kneading and all that, but hey, if you want to call it slightly kneaded, go ahead. My thing is, it's not all these fancy folds and all that. I'm just not going to do that. You know what I mean?
Ain't nobody got time for all that.
That's right. Normally I use a bigger bowl, but it's over there on the counter back behind me. This is basically all come together. It's still a little bit sticky. That's okay, because not all of it's rehydrated. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this one in a bag and we're going to put it in the refrigerator for about 3 days. All right, so hopefully y'all weren't too freaked out when I said 3 days. All right, so this one's going to go in the refrigerator for 3 or 4 days until I need it. I just want you guys to know that yes, you can make the dough ahead of time and you can store it in the refrigerator. So what I'm doing today is I'm making 2 sets of dough. I started this set of dough last night. So this dough here has been on the counter for about 14 hours now. So it has risen up pretty good. Now, how long you need to let it sit on the counter is going to depend on your room temperature. You're essentially looking for a doubling. Doesn't have to be exact. I mean, it's just bread. Don't get freaked out.
But my real question is it vegan?
Yes, we're making sourdough bread, and of course it's vegan. It's like 4 ingredients, and none of them are going to get you all upset. This guy, man, So this is risen, or it's pretty much doubled in size, or pretty close to it. If I wanted to, I could put it, if your room is too cold, I could put it in the oven with the light on. I have a bread box that keeps everything warm, but we keep the house at about 69, 70 degrees F. So it's comfortable, it's a good temperature. I don't like making sourdough in the summertime when it's too hot, in fact. So what I'll do in the summertime is I'll actually make it in the refrigerator like this. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to put a little flour out here on the counter. Well, also, we got a little basket. You don't have to buy these little expensive Banneton baskets. I mean, they are nice, and they make a real beautiful loaf. Put lots of nice flour in here. A lot of the fancy bakers use rice flour and all that. I just use whatever I'm baking with. That seems to work pretty good, or good enough for me anyway. All right, so here we go. So now I got that all coated up real nice, and it's ready for me. I'm going to put it right there. Got a little flour here. Now, I'm not a very experienced baker, so this so how I'm going to show you to do this is just my way of doing it. It's not big fancy. Now be gentle with your sourdough. You don't want to get carried away with it. Now see, this is a little wet, so I'm some flour here. But if you just start playing with it a little bit, you'll start noticing that it'll come together. I'm wanting the round shape. That's not the way they tell you to do it, is it? That's the way I do it. Kind of play with it a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here, smooth side down. So I've got a seam right here. Because then what's going to happen is I'm going to dump this into my cast iron pan. I'm just going to turn it upside down and dump it in there. This needs to set aside. I'm going to cover it with a paper. I'm going to cover it with a towel. And it needs to set aside for somewhere between 2 to 4 hours, depending on your room temperature and all that. So anyway, I'll see you back in a couple of hours. I like to bake my sourdough bread in a cast iron Dutch oven. It seems to give it a nice crust and all that good stuff. But you certainly don't have to do that. Don't get too carried away. I mean, it's just bread. You can bake it on a sheet or whatever in a bread pan. So we've been about a little over 3 hours. Well, not quite 4 hours. And as you can see, our dough has come up. Now it's got the bottom isn't going to be all that pretty because I wasn't real careful and I didn't do all this other crazy stuff. Remember, I'm lazy. So anyway, this is all ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this thing here, put our cast iron deal in the oven, and then we're going to preheat the oven. So we're going to preheat to 450 degrees F, and we're going to have this in there. That's the way it gets nice and hot. And we're doing this about an hour before we're ready to start baking the bread. I may cut that a little short, but I want this nice and hot and heated all the way through. Just going to dump this in there. There we go. Now I got to score it. I got to give it a nice score, and that'll help so it's pretty whenever it comes out. Just make a nice deep cut. Don't be shy. Now it's ready to. Now I got to put my lid back on it and put it back in the oven. Lid back on. Put it in the oven. And that'll be in there covered for about 30 minutes. Bread's been in the oven for 30 minutes with the lid on. Now we need to take the lid off. Be careful. Oh, look at all that. That is looking good. And then we're going to go about another 15 minutes. After a total of 45 minutes cooking time, it's time to take it out of the oven. And that's what our bread looks like coming out right out of the oven. That's yeah, it's nice and firm. One thing we got to do, we need to cool our bread down, and it cools down best if you put it on a rack. If you put it on something solid, then the bottom tends to sweat and make water, and you really don't want to do that. I'm gonna dump it out. There. Now you can see here where I had the folds. So that's not perfection, but it's good enough for what I'm doing. Here. There. How does that look? That looks pretty tasty to me. But we gotta let it cool down. If you cut into it before it cools down, then you get like gummy spots in it, and it's almost like a raw dough texture. And that's not really what we're looking for. It's been cooling for almost an hour now. That's about as long as I can stand it. And about as long as I can keep my wife away from it. Still a little bit warm. Let's see what we got. Oh, can you hear that? Now that is some nice bread.